Aspire to a clean career, leaving no shame for descendants. Hello everyone. Welcome to Encountering Chinese Case Stories, Cases Judged by Bao Gong. Today, I'm going to bring you a story called Execute the False Monk. Once upon a time, there was an elder named Dong in the village of Mashantu, 30 miles away from the city of Dongjing. He managed several inns, catering to merchants traveling to the capital, which brought him prosperity. Elder Dong had a son named Dong Shun, who married a daughter from the Yang family, who ran a tea house in the eastern part of the city. Yang had a fair complexion, and she showed great respect to her parents-in-law. However, she had a somewhat flirtatious nature. After marriage, Dong Shun continued his frequent business trips, sometimes returning home only once a month, and sometimes once every 2 months. 10 miles east of the city, there was a boatman named Sun Quan, who passed by Dong's inn every day. He often exchanged banter with Yang without any reservation, and over time, their relationship grew intimate, eventually meeting like husband and wife whenever they could. Once, when Dong Shun was away on business, Sun Quan visited Yang and privately proposed to her, saying, "Our relationship has developed over time, and our encounters are no longer fleeting. But our time together is limited, and my longing for you remains unquenched. I was thinking, if you're willing, we could pack up and leave for somewhere else, where we could be together forever." Yang gladly agreed. They set a date, the 21st of November, to leave together. On the agreed day, Yang secretly packed up all her belongings, awaiting Sun Quan's arrival. As dusk fell, a monk suddenly arrived at Dong's house. He introduced himself as Dao Long from the Great Compassion Monastery in Suiyu Peak, Luozhou, intending to return to the temple. However, due to the long journey in the darkening skies, he sought shelter for the night. Elder Dong, known for his kindness, offered him a room free of charge and prepared a bed for him. After dinner, the monk went to sleep. As it was getting colder, with snow expected soon, Elder Dong and his wife closed the shop early to rest. In the early hours of the morning, Sun Quan arrived at Dong's house and knocked softly on the door. Hearing this, Yang quietly followed Sun Quan and left the house with all her belongings. Once they were away, they found the weather harsh, the road slippery and difficult to traverse. Yang, unable to walk due to her weakness, hinted to Sun Quan, saying, "The road is slippery tonight, and it's impossible to travel far. Why don't we postpone our journey until tomorrow?" Sun Quan thought to himself, "If we delay, our affair might be exposed. Yang has brought considerable wealth with her. It might be better to kill her and take the money." With this thought, Sun Quan, seeing no one around, drew his knife and killed Yang, stealing her money, before tossing her body into a nearby ancient well and leaving. Not long after, the monk got up to go to the bathroom and accidentally fell into the same ancient well. The well was several meters deep, and the monk couldn't climb out. When dawn broke, the monk's young attendant got up and searched for him, but found no trace of the monk. He ran to the innkeeper to ask for help. Elder Dong got up and joined the search for the monk. It wasn't until breakfast time that Elder Dong realized his daughter-in-law was also missing. He went straight to his son's room and found it empty, with all the belongings gone. After much consideration, Elder Dong concluded that Yang must have left with the monk. The whole family went out to search, and they finally reached the ancient well near the toilet on the mountainside. Elder Dong noticed the disorderly reeds by the well, with a trace of fresh blood on top. Suddenly, he heard voices from the bottom of the well. Elder Dong called the three brothers from the Wang family next door and asked them to help lower a long ladder and a rope directly into the well. They found the monk calling for help at the bottom of the well, with Yang's body beside him, apparently killed with a knife not long ago. The second son of the Wang family tied the rope around the monk and hoisted him up. As soon as the monk reached the top of the well, the crowd angrily beat him without giving him a chance to explain, then escorted him to the county office. The magistrate, upon seeing the monk, also did not believe his defense. He subjected the monk to further interrogation and demanded that he admit to killing Yang. Unable to withstand the repeated beatings, the monk reluctantly confessed to the crime. Thus, the case was hastily closed, and the magistrate reported the outcome to the higher authorities. When Gong reviewed the case, he found it suspicious. He summoned the monk again to inquire about the events. The monk only sighed deeply and said, "This must be because I owed that woman from my past life, and now I must repay the debt with my life in this life." However, the monk truthfully recounted his experience to Gong. After hearing the monk's account, Gong pondered. The monk has been residing in Luozhou all along, and Dong's Inn is over 700 miles away from Luozhou. According to the Dong family, it was his first time staying at their inn. How could he possibly have immediately met with Dong's daughter-in-law and arranged to leave the inn at night, taking away belongings? There must be some injustice here. Therefore, Gong temporarily detained the monk in the prison for further questioning. However, the monk's testimony remained vague, leaving Gong unable to find the truth. One day, Gong suddenly thought of a plan. He summoned the jailer and secretly ordered him to shave the hair of a condemned prisoner in the prison who resembled the monk, and disguise him as the monk. Then, they would take him to the execution ground and behead him, claiming that he was the monk from Luozhou's Great Compassion Monastery who was executed for murdering Dong's daughter-in-law. At the same time, Gong secretly dispatched several constables to the outskirts of the city to listen for any discussions about the matter. If there were any, they were to immediately report back to him. The constables went to a tea house 30 miles outside the city, and an elderly woman approached them and asked, "Has the case of Dong's daughter-in-law, Yang, who was murdered a few days ago, been resolved?" The constables replied, "The case has been closed, and the monk has been sentenced to death." Upon hearing this, the old woman lamented, "It's a pity that the monk was wrongly accused and lost his life." The constables carefully questioned the old woman for details. She explained, 10 miles from here, there's a boatman named Sun Quan. We neighbors often see him coming and going from Dong's house, meeting with Yang. It's clear they had an affair. On the night of the incident, Sun Quan must have killed Yang for her money. What does this have to do with a traveling monk? Upon hearing this, the constables immediately returned to report to Bao Gong. Upon hearing this, Bao Gong immediately dispatched several constables to apprehend Sun Quan and had him shackled and sent to the prison for interrogation. However, even under threat, Sun Quan refused to confess. Bao Gong then employed another tactic. He ordered the constables to bring Sun Quan to the main hall and, with a smile, said to him, "The law dictates that a life must be paid for a life. Since the monk has been sentenced to death, as an official, how can I allow others to know that I have wrongly sentenced an innocent man to death? I will not kill another person, as it would reveal my error in judgment." However, Elder Dong claimed that he lost over 400 taels of silver. "Could it be that you took it? If you return the silver to the Dong family, perhaps you can completely absolve yourself of guilt." Delighted, Sun Quan confessed. "Indeed. Previously, the Dong family entrusted me with a package of gold and silver, which I had been keeping hidden in my cabinet." Bao Gong then ordered the constables to accompany Sun Quan home to retrieve the gold and silver. That evening, Elder Dong went to the yamen to confirm the recovered items. Upon seeing them, he recognized them as his own. Elder Dong happily exclaimed, "These are indeed our belongings." Bao Gong then asked if he had ever entrusted gold and silver to Sun Quan, to which Elder Dong denied. Bao Gong then called the elderly woman from the tea house to testify in court, but Sun Quan began to deny the allegations again. Bao Gong sternly said, "Yang did not go out on business. You seduced her to elope with you, but out of greed for her wealth, you killed her. Now, with Elder Dong's possessions as evidence and witness testimony, do you still want to argue?" Sun Quan realized that it was all Bao Gong's scheme. Unable to conceal his crimes any longer, he confessed everything. Eventually, Sun Quan was taken to the execution ground and sentenced to death. The innocent monk was released and returned to the monastery, escaping a wrongful death. Alright. Today's case story, Execute the False Monk, concludes here. If you enjoyed it, please like and subscribe. Please also encourage everyone to comment and share with others. See you again in the next issue.